Hello, it's Bishop Mark. Today is Luke chapter 18, verses 31 to 34. So just 3 verses today, but they're standalone verses. In other words, they don't connect with what comes before and what comes after. They are the third prediction of his death and resurrection, which is called the Passion. The Passion of Jesus is the whole death, dying on the cross, and it's followed by the resurrection. So it's the third prediction of the Passion. Now listen to it, and we'll see how the apostles hear it. Okay? Here we go. Then he took the 12 aside and said to them, "Behold, we are going up to Jerusalem, and everything written by the prophets about the Son of Man will be fulfilled." Okay, so we'll find out in the next session, next text of Luke, that he's outside of Jericho, when he goes through Jericho next time. Jericho is at the bottom of a long climb to Jerusalem. Okay, so that's what he has to go up to Jerusalem. He's literally climbing the Mount Zion to get there. Second, he says that what the prophets had predicted of the Son of Man. So he calls himself once again the Son of Man. This is a title he uses for himself. And he doesn't say Messiah, but here he directly connects what the prophets said about the Messiah to himself. And he says everything is going to be fulfilled, but we have to go up to Jerusalem to do it. Now he knows he's going to die. The apostles hope that he doesn't die, but he knows he's going to die. But he goes anyway. That's a very key point to this. He has the courage to face what has to be done. And so he says to them, "I'm going to Jerusalem. We're going to go up there, and what the prophet said about the Son of Man is going to happen." So that's the beginning. He then said, "He will be handed over to the Gentiles, and he will be mocked and insulted and spat upon." So there's no question of what will happen. Who are the Gentiles? The Gentiles are the non-Jews. Who are the non-Jews? The Romans. So the Romans were going to take him, and they're going to treat him awfully. They're going to spit upon him, which they did. The Jewish people also treated him horribly. All people there treated him horribly, except very few. But once again, he went anyway. Now we get a hint of why he went anyway soon. And after they have scourged him, that means whipped him. You know, he was whipped, he was cut, all sorts of awful things happened to Jesus. And after they have scourged him, they will kill him. But on the third day, he will rise. Okay. When Jesus talks about his death, he talks about his resurrection. There's a purpose for going to Jerusalem. That purpose is to die so that he can rise again. He doesn't say, "I'm going to die. That's the end. I'm giving up." No, he has a purpose. And the purpose is the resurrection. Sometimes in this life, we have to sacrifice. And for something better. Sometimes things that are hard are done because there's something good that results. When Jesus talks about his death, he talks about the resurrection. When we go through hard sacrificial times, it's because we want to rise again on the last day with God. When there's something difficult that we do for God, there's a higher reason. When bad things happen to us because of God, there is a higher reason. the resurrection follows the crucifixion. It's important to hear that. And he told the apostles clearly, I'm going to die. On the third day, the Son of Man will rise. Now, the question I asked you before, how did they hear this? Well, Luke tells us exactly how they heard this. But they understood nothing of this. The word remained hidden from them, and they failed to comprehend what he said. He said it, and Luke tells us he said it, and they remembered it after he died and rose again. But at the time, they weren't listening. They were distracted by other things. They were perhaps filled with a different kind of hope. They perhaps thought, no, that's never going to happen. He's just talking. But Jesus was talking true. And none of them understood it. Sometimes when Jesus is talking to us about difficult things, we're not listening. Like the apostles. We have to listen. Because on this earth, God asks us to do some difficult things sometimes. Why? Because after the crucifixion is the resurrection. God makes good from even the worst bad things. So Jesus gave us a wonderful example. He knew what was going to happen in Jerusalem. He went anyway. He told them all about it. They weren't listening. But he knew what we need to know. After the crucifixion is the resurrection. After the difficult things we do for God is the glory of being with God forever in heaven. Okay, peace to you.